Hello and welcome back to southern Sweden. I'm standing in the live room of the big recording studio which we have built inside this even bigger old Swedish cow barn. What have I been doing so far? It's Tuesday, mid-morning. I have been sealing up the doors in the live room which go outside. I've been putting automatic door closers on and doing rubber seals and making sure that no air and sound gets through, because we've turned on the heating. That's the big thing we did at the weekend. It's just getting a bit too cold. So we've turned on the heating and it's pretty cozy in here, I have to say. And especially now that these two doors are sealed, because that was the last bit in all of these barns where there was air sneaking out. So what am I going to do this week? Well, I'm going to put on the rest of the door closers for all these other doors, even the ones up there, maybe. And gonna make some very beautiful door handles. I have a plan. Looking forward to that. I'm gonna finish the trim and the fabric in the booth and in the control room. I don't know how long that will all take me. If I have time, I might make the bench around the edge of the live room, make the bench top, possibly even fabric that. It's getting very close. It's just like kind of decorative stuff, really. Yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to get on with these doors and yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so the handles are going to be made out of these old tropical hardwood shipping crates, which were upstairs in the other barn. When we moved in here, they were just lying there. Not sure why they were there, but they are totally like bulletproof, heavy as hell, and clearly made out of whatever oak or walnut or mahogany or anything, any old offcuts they had, I guess from the sawmills. They would make these shipping crates. It's not like very good quality, but it's pretty good by today's standards. And so we have 10 doors, which means I need 20 handles. So this is some stuff that we took apart earlier. What I'm doing now is I'm cutting it into blanks, like 61 centimeter long blanks, which I can pass through the planer and then cut up on the table saw, hopefully without chopping my fingers off because it's a bit scary. The idea is that it will be, this is the profile of the handles, so they will be this kind of, I don't know, what is it, like a trapezium kind of thing. In fact, instead of trying to explain it, I can just show you, because I already mocked one up, thinking that I would screw it up on the first take, which I did. But yeah, there's one right here, which clearly I screwed it up by cutting the wrong side there. But yeah, it's got this kind of nice angled back. This one comes out a little bit further than we need it to, so I'll slim that back down a little bit in there. And I will make them a bit longer. I think they should be a bit longer just visually. I think they'd look a bit cooler. But yeah, that's basically the idea. This is just a mock-up, so I'll replace this one later. So what I'll do now is I'll take out any nails which are still in those boards, and I will cut them all to 61 centimeters, which allows for two 30 centimeter long handles, plus a little bit of extra for the blade width and stuff. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Now I am going to try and clean up the edges of these and cut them down to 11.5 centimeters, and then I will plane them. Yeah, some of them, I think most of them I got all the nails out, but a couple of nails are left, so that's why I'm trimming both edges, also just to tidy it up a little bit, but I can trim off any nails that are stuck in there before I put it in the planer. Yeah, alright, let's do it. Right, that's all done. I just want to say this stuff, which I think it's mahogany. It's the most incredible stuff. It planed really easily. It's quite lightweight, and it has this kind of natural wax in it. So it just glides. It's so fantastic. It's like silk, silky, beautiful. Can you see the shine on that? Does anyone know what wood this is? It's a little light to be mahogany, isn't it? I don't know. Okay, let me know what you think. Right, so this is my scribbled calculations earlier, but I have the blade now at an angle of 15 degrees and 40 millimeters high. And so now what I'll do is I'll pass these through one by one, vertical like that, and then do the other side. And then I will cut them down to length, and I'll do the ends. You'll have to just watch and see what I do, but yeah, it should be okay, as long as I don't chop my fingers off. Okay, that is those all put through. Looks very cool actually. So now I will cut them all to length over there, and then I will pass the ends of each one through the table saw again. Yeah, you'll see. Cool. Very happy with these. Man, I love love working with this wood, especially this stuff, whatever this is. But yeah, these have turned out really good. So, while the camera wasn't rolling, I cut a whole load of little spacer blocks, which should fit nicely on there. So that will pull the handles away from the door enough to be able to get your hand in there. And yeah, so I'll drill some holes here, drill some holes in here, and then I guess I'll go and fit these, will I? Yeah. But also, for some reason, when I imagine these being mounted on the doors, the screw heads that are visible, screwing them onto the doors, are coloured. I don't know why I see that, but I kind of imagine it would look quite nice with some really nice oiled oak or mahogany or whatever, with a little spot of colour where the screw head is. So I have here a whole load of old spray cans, which I think they're all still good. I've been testing out a few colours here, and I'm basically going to spray the heads of the screws some different colours, and then I'll see how they fit later on. Maybe it's going to look terrible. I can always change them out, I suppose. It's Thursday. Jump straight ahead to Thursday. Sorry, I got totally swept up, no pun intended, yesterday. We decided to have an impromptu, massive clear up in the workshop to try and sort this place out. Elsa's painted nearly all of the beams, just a few more bits to do, but man, this place is really coming to life. She sorted out this end, which is going to be the ceramics studio and screen printing and that sort of stuff. I sorted out the wood storage, lots of oak at the top there, waiting to be used for nice stuff. Chopped up all the offcuts, like tons and tons of it, into all these baskets, so that can be used for starting fires outside. Yeah, lots more wooden oak strips for the walls in the booth, so I can finish off that. Elsa's been staining them black, looking very good. So yeah, also what I did yesterday, I finished off some of the door stops in here. Sorry, it's very dark in here right now. So these doors now close. Same with this one into the booth. So we have a door stop, which we will paint black or stain black to match in with everything else. So yeah, these doors are all nearly done. This one has its closer on, so that's the first thing I'll do this morning, is do the doorstop on that. But I have put on some of the black oak trim around this window and around this door. Man, it looks bloody great. Yeah. So for the rest of today I will be trying to finish off these doors and handles. Nearly there. It's just this door and these double doors here, and then the 2 doors upstairs, and then that's all the doors done. Sorry I didn't film that. I basically ran this strip of oak through the table saw to make a little kind of L-shaped rabbet, is that what it's called? It's going to cover the strip between the 2 doors, and you know, I can't help myself. I've sprayed some more screws. I don't know, I'm just a clown. Anyway. Alright, I mean obviously I have to colour the doors. I have a plan for that, but not right now. Handles, yeah, so I screwed up. The door handles that I made are too big for these 2 doors. So I'm thinking what I have in the workshop. Let's see if I can find them. Wow, looking fantastic, Elsa. Beautiful white beams. This room's looking amazing. In here I have all the old, they were kind of like used in this room when this room was a dairy. They were used to kind of, I guess, to tie the cows up to while they were being milked. And I have a whole big drawer of them here, which I saved to use as drawer handles and things, because they're really beautiful, big, chunky things. And I have plenty left. I think. Do I? Yeah. I've got loads of them. So what do you reckon? Pretty good. So in keeping with both the recycled nature of all these handles and everything, I even found these bolts, these French screws, which have painted tops from, I think this is from the kitchen barn, from the old cow beds. It's getting a bit kind of colourful, but yeah, why not? We've got purple and yellow screws there and green. I mean, this is turning into a circus. It's Friday, as you can tell. Today I just got totally sidetracked again. I was going to put up the fire exit signs and everything, but I got totally sidetracked by going to the dump, getting rid of loads of stuff, and then getting completely obsessed for hours with trying to get the table saw to stop kicking out so much dust, and trying to get the dust extraction to suck up the dust. And I realized that it was actually firing dust out of the back of the blade. I was thinking about rigging up some sort of arm which would hold a hood over the blade, which I still might do. But yeah, as I understand it, like a really properly set up table saw, you shouldn't really need that too much, because the cutting is happening here and the sawdust should just get pulled down inside here, inside the box, and then sucked out. Like, that's how it should work. If the box inside gets too clogged up with sawdust, then it will start firing it up out the back as well, which was the case possibly with this, because the dust extraction, the box inside on this table saw is not particularly good. I mean, the table saw is not particularly good. It's fine, it's kind of cool, but it's a bit rough and ready. But what I did realize was that the riving knife here was not totally in line with the blade. I also changed the blade for a blade that I just had sharpened, which is really nice now. And another thing was that the fence was not totally parallel with the blade. It was like 1 millimeter less at this end than at this end, which meant that when you're putting wood through, as it gets down here, it's pinching against the back of the blade, which means that it's cutting a little bit, it's shaving like 1 millimeter or maybe less off of the wood at this end as well as this end, and that's why it's basically firing that sawdust straight up. So I think my plan is I'm going to live with it like this for a while, see how that works out. It definitely cuts better now, and it's definitely not throwing up huge pieces like it was before. But yeah, the ongoing saga. If anyone out there is an expert on dust extraction in workshops, then I'd love to hear your thoughts. The miter saw is the other culprit. If we're going to have people through there doing nice, tidy, neat things like 3D printing and computer programming and electronics and all those kind of nice clean things, we can't have a bloody tsunami of dust blowing out of this door the whole time. And in the studio, like, you know, I've been cutting wood all week, and everything in this entire place, in the studio, even the grand piano, like right in the studio, although I was sawing a little bit in there, I guess, but everything ends up just getting this little tiny layer of dust on it, which sucks for lungs, and just, yeah, we can't have that. So okay, enough waffling. So next week, Monday, the electrician is coming. I will hang up the fire exit signs before he arrives so he can wire those up, and I will start work on the bench in the live room, and I'll finish the fabric on the walls in the booth and all the trim, box in all the pipes. Yeah, by the end of next week, I reckon the studio could be looking kind of done. I mean, in terms of the sort of structure, the week after that I will hopefully build some of the rest of the studio furniture out of more recycled tropical hardwood. But anyway, enough waffling. Thank you very much for watching this video. Maybe it was a long one, yeah, thanks for your support. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Join our channel membership if you feel like it. And yeah, I will see you again next week. So until then, look after each other, lots of love, and goodbye.